Here we go. It is going to be that best of 5. Both players only got a single veto each. And now, this is it. It all comes down to this qualifying match to make it to the closed qualifiers. Oh boy. We've made it. And because this is a qualifying match, and I understand that there are some license to kill enjoyers in the chat, of course, I'm going to try and be as unbiased as possible, but I will see if I can open up some predictions. I've been very lax and very lazy with predictions during these qualifiers. I do apologize. I do really apologize for that. Oh. I will try and get the predictions going here as we are getting into that qualifying match. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Data C. Under the sea, we have the CranKy Duckling himself, hailing from the land of the Americas. It is Dolan. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Data under the sea, we have the American Protoss player representing Team License to Kill, LTK. It is RockEr. And I will very quickly switch tabs over here to, do I have a qualifying match? And try and set up these predictions. Place your bets. Qualifying match. Place your bets, people in the chat. Put your money where your mouth is. Are you going to be a Duckling enjoyer or an LTK enjoyer? Oh boy. Obviously, you know where my allegiances lie, but there we go. Predictions are now open. You have a couple of minutes in the chat. You have a couple of minutes to respond and place your bets. Meanwhile, so far, we have some pretty standard openers here. We do have Dolan completely walling off here on one base, so he's going to be keeping RockEr in the dark if RockEr went for a probe scout, but we can see RockEr did not. RockEr has kept every worker here on his side of the map. My cat is yelling at me. Hello, Asher, hello. Bienvenidos, papi, bienvenidos. Hope everyone is having a great time here. Again, I'm very happy to see Dolan making it all the way to a qualifying match. We'll see if he can make it all the way, as he is going for a Rax into a factory. Oh my. He did, of course, go for that double gas opener. Again, just keeping this all hidden from RockEr. But RockEr isn't really too concerned at all. He's doing his own thing. And it's been a long time since I've casted RockEr, I'll be honest. I believe the last time we casted him was in RockEr, in the RockEr Team League. RockEr played against Vindicta in that Team League match, and Vindicta was able to 2-0 him. Of course, Vindicta is a bit of a different player. He's a different Duckling. But we were able to see how RockEr was able to perform. I say that, I don't remember. I don't remember how those games went, I'll be honest. We've been casting so much StarCraft, a lot of it just blends together. But RockEr is a very strong North American Protoss nonetheless. Bit of a ladder hero, I think, is maybe the best way to put it. I would kind of put both RockEr and Binsky in that line of ladder hero, but Binsky has recently been getting some decent results, even performing in DreamHack. Oh. Meanwhile, RockEr opening up, interestingly, with a sentry, so it makes sense. He has been very light on the scouting, so going for a sentry like this is going to make it a little bit safer. He can go for a hallucination across the map and see what the hell is going on. Meanwhile, the Reaper has been denied entry. He keeps trying to go into the main base. We have a full wall off here at the natural as well. Dolan, likewise, doesn't know what the tech is for RockEr. He doesn't know that there currently is no tech, which is a little bit odd, not gonna lie. Oh my god! As the Reaper knocks himself into the main... I've never seen that before. The Reaper knocks himself into the main base. He scouts the sentry. He gets a full scout of said main. Sees the third pylon. Does get killed before he gets into the natural. And barely unable to see the Twilight Council as he gets thrown down. But that was a very cheeky move. Oh my god. Meanwhile, the hallucination does come across the Widowmine drop, as it is a Widowmine drop opener. 2 Widowmines are headed across the map. Has RockEr seen it? That is the question. His army is in position at the natural, not so much in the main, but he did see the drop headed in this direction. As the Widowmine confirms, okay, there is a CC on the low ground. It was a 1-1-1 opening. Medevac going to be boosting into the natural mineral line, and it looks like, oh, we do have a reaction out of RockEr. He's going to be able to pull the boys, and will only lose a single, ooh, not even one probe. And in the main, same can be said. A lot lost mining time, to be fair, as the Widowmine, I almost said Reaper again, does burrow here, and it looks like, due to the late Twilight Council, Dolan is going to be able to get out of here with that Widow Mine. And this is really interesting. Okay, so a couple of things, right? One, the Twilight Council was insanely late. I think we can all agree on that. It was really weird. Like, RockEr is playing this in such a strange manner. But behind this, he hasn't taken his gases at his natural, which has been scattered by Dolan. We are going straight into charge and +1 defense here. +1 armor for our Zealots. So a very Zealot-heavy composition. Without blink, without charge, without upgrades, this push may just end the game. Very solid play here from Dolan. This is going to get scouted once again here by this hallucination, but the army has not. RockEr just hasn't had any map presence at whatsoever. Here we go. The tanks do reveal themselves. This third base, it may be forfeit. We do see the RockEr's going to try and hold on. The boys, sorry, the Zealots are actually getting on top of some of these Marines. Force fields are looking good as well, but the Zealots are all going to go down. Oh my god, I didn't believe in the Zealots and these sentries, but maybe I should have. Ooh, as this Liberator makes up for it. The push does get thwarted, but the Liberator gets 9 probe kills in the main base. Ay. On top of that, he was even able to scout the Twilight Council as well as that Forge. He confirms still 0 gases being taken at the natural. This all lends towards charge. Dolan should be able to read this, but for the time being, he's still pumping out tanks. I appreciate this. He even has a Raven, just in case there was going to be a DT. Oh. Meanwhile, that Liberator, it's not done. Nowhere close. Oh my god, how many kills? We have 7 kills on this one Liberator alone. Ay. Meanwhile, it looks like we had another Widowmine dip on in and get another shot off as well. So, RockEr struggling a little bit when it comes to the economy. I do think that I want to give Dolan a little bit of a lead in that respect, but he had a really impressive defense at his third, and I don't want to take that away from him. I was very impressed, and I personally didn't believe. You could argue that maybe Dolan handled that push not the best way, where the tanks and the specifically the force fields were ideal. Again, this is just something you don't see too often, and very off-meta, off-tempo here, as we have +2 armor on the way for RockEr, again relying so much on these charge lots, actually not going into Archons, going instead into a Robotic Spade. This is so weird. This is just so weird. Oh. Meanwhile, Dolan is transitioning into Widowmine production. Makes sense. He has only a couple of tanks to make sure he's able to hold on to his natural. Does have his 3rd CC, going to be landing it here on location. And what I love about this Raven, it isn't just safe against DPs, but specifically against Colossi, it will be available there to disable. Whereas the 3rd base is finally being taken here. Another couple of racks is behind this. What's important is that, okay, we do have double engineering base, double upgrades for Dolan, so he is looking to approach this in a more macro-oriented sense. Also, I was talking about Colossus, but because it's RockEr, I myself am not entirely sure if it is going to be Colossus. Thank God. I was like, man, look, it's RockEr. I don't know what's going on. Could be Disruptors. As we see a scan again, just confirming the army here of RockEr, the charge lots, the upgrades. I'm sure he was able to click and confirm that we do have +1 armor, +1 defense. As RockEr does expand and take another base. Especially because we do mainly have a ground toss or a gateway army here for RockEr. It makes sense for Dolan to take up even further and go straight into that Ghost Academy. I worry the longer it takes for him to recognize that a Colossus is coming out, the longer it's going to take for him to actually start producing Vikings. Right now, there is no reason to do so. So I do worry a little bit. As Dolan is going to be pushing out once again. This will be a very nice timing with 1-1. Bear that in mind. 1-1 will finish up by the time the army gets across the map. Do have a lot of mines here to deal with those charge loss. Double scan is going to confirm the army, but misses the Colossus. Ooh, barely is going to catch the tail end of that. Oh my god. Meanwhile, we do see an anti-armor missile on the entire army. No disable available on the Colossus, but it doesn't have extended thermal lance. Force fields are going to be good enough, though. Again, there were just so many sentries with this army. This is going to buy so much time for that anti-armor missile to run out. With that, Dolan knows he can't break through. He goes for a mass doom drop into the main base. Is going to force a recall. Oh, but we are going to commit here. The Widowmine's doing a bombing. There are so many force fields. The army trying to get on top of the Colossus, but it just can't get through. Ooh, Widowmine shots going off, taking out almost every single one of these sentries, and now Dolan can rotate back towards that third. This third left almost completely undefended. We do have an overcharge, but the tanks and the the Widowmines are pushing on forward. That Colossi just hasn't been able to do too much. There are no more sentries available for those force fields. Oh my god, Marauders are coming in, and they target down the Colossus. The first Colossus going down, and so will the third Nexus. There's just no way for RockEr to really engage here. He was just completely pulled apart. Overextending a little bit, taking a couple more tank shots to the face. And from here, Dolan, the damage has been done. He can rotate over and try and take down the fourth, but I'm sure he's pretty content with the damage he's been done. The damage he has dealt. Oh my god, he even has a couple of Widowmines here in the main. There is a cannon, so he has to be careful not to be taken out by that, but he can always waddle in towards the natural. As there we go, Dolan is rotating over, this time with enhanced shockwaves, this time with ghosts. These ghosts are going to be on the way. Viking production has commenced. Widowmine's going to be pushing on forward, a little bit forward though. 2 Widowmines will go down before they get shots off. But the tanks, the leapfrog is real. What's crazy is these 2 tanks have been alive the entire game. The same tanks that were made earlier. Widowmine shots going off here, but RockEr is going to be able to clean this up. He's going to be able to push on through, but once again, he loses every single sentry. And I really worry here because we got a lot of Marauders, and they want to stim on forward. They want to dive. Thankfully, something that can deter that is these disruptors. Do have one flanking disruptor from the low ground, does get one shot off on the Marauder. And with that, yeah, Dolan wants none of this. He's going to back off and work on a second starport for, I imagine, Liberators. For the time being, Dolan, he is looking to expand, take a 4th base. He is still ahead in the economy, up in bases, equal in workers. He's done a great job at just keeping up with RockEr. But what I will say, again, credit where credit is due, RockEr has been able to keep his Colossus alive. Looking at the units lost type, he only lost a single Colossus. With 3 Colossi, he can comfortably get into disruptors. Like, with all this splash damage, it's very difficult to break a defensive Protoss player. That's why Dolan backed off. We can't push into, what, 3, 4 disruptors? It's so difficult to do. Dolan is going to dance with the army, but again, breaking a base is going to be a bit of a tall ask. Boy, yes, we do see Dolan rotating over. The disruptors are waiting for him, though. We do have full detection. Oh my god, no! Oh, the juiciest purification ever possible. RockEr had full vision of the army. At the same time, though, we do have a couple of Widowmines boiling on in. 13 probes go down, but that was well worth it for RockEr. Oh my god, the observers are insane. The vision is insane. And Dolan's like, how the hell did that happen? He scans, he does take down the observer, but the damage has been done. EMP is half decent, but again, Dolan, I don't know if this is the push you want to go for. He does have a very large Viking lead here. Do you have an overcharge being popped? Dolan, man, you gotta respect the shield battery. And he's gonna be forced all the way back. Oh god, and this may just be it. We do have another Widowmine here in the main base, and another shot is going to go off. So RockEr is losing probes throughout all of this, but the main army is still terrifying. Again, 3 Colossus, 5 Disruptors. Liberators are on the way, but we don't have them yet, and we need them desperately. As RockEr goes for a massive counterattack, pushing up this ramp. Another Nova going up, only getting 1 Marauder, but zoning out the army. Meanwhile, without the support of shield batteries, the Colossus, they are being targeted down by these Vikings. RockEr cannot force his way up the ramp. He's being forced all the way back, and you know what? Dolan's going for a surround. Liberators, Vikings, Marine, Marauder, they all dive in. The Novas are just not good enough, and RockEr is going to lose everything. The target fire is insane. Oh my god, they go down just before the Novas connect. And RockEr throws away his army. I don't blame him. He did have momentum. Don't get me wrong. He did take a great fight in the middle of the map, but pushing up a ramp into Marauders, into bunkers was just not the play. And RockEr loses everything. Slow and steady, papi. It wins the race, and Dolan with a massive supply lead with his 4 bases, with a 5th on the way, with Liberators, with Lib range. He's got it all. We see that RockEr is trying to sneak out his own 5th, don't get me wrong. And hey, we have Disruptors. Oh my god, that's a lot actually. We have 5 Disruptors. RockEr can still take a fight. RockEr may be down 50 supply, but that's what these 5 Disruptors are for. And they are the great equalizers. Aye, aye, aye. Here we go. 1 zoning Nova goes off. We've got 4 more where that came from. We got 3 more where that came from. And, ooh, the Nova doesn't connect with anything. Liberators coming on in. Do siege on the army. Up. Oh. And the Disruptors are honestly a little bit exposed. The target fire is insane, but a Nova goes off once again. Doesn't matter though, because it looks like Dolan, he can afford to tank a shot. He killed 5 Disruptors for 1 Nova. With the Liberators coming in, with the Vikings in support, with all these medevacs, it looks like Dolan can still break through. Or can he? Oh god, we still gotta respect these charge lots, but it looks like RockEr, can he hold on? It's so close. Ah! With the final weapon of charge lots, it looks like he is gonna force us back. Where are the reinforcements? We have a tank coming in? Question mark? Not too sure where that came from. But once again, Dolan has broken the triangular third. He scans, confirming that a 5th was taken. He knows his next target. He's got options. Does he want to go for the kill? Does he want to go for the 5th? Another Nova goes off! Ooh, taking down the last ghost. Aye, aye, aye. But again, Dolan can afford it. He's up 60 supply. It's okay, papi. It's okay. We can take Novus to the face, Copium. As GG gets called and Dolan takes the first game. Oh my god. Let's go. I'm catching up in the chat. Oh. See, Arguino in the chat, the push with the tank and a bunch of mines was actually pretty... It was pretty sick, mate. He pulled RockEr apart there, mate. Just dancing between the bases, forcing the recall, just bouncing back towards the third. RockEr having a hard time after the opener. Almost brought it back there with that Nova, don't get me wrong. Almost brought it back. But RockEr definitely did overextend with that counterattack. Like, oh my god, he took a really nice engagement and just went a little bit too far with it. And now we are loading into game number 2 and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Tropical Sacrifice ESL. Oh, sorry, Icecar? What? Oh no! Papi, don't like this. But spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have our American Terran player. I'm thrown off a little bit. Aye, aye, aye. We have the red Terran representing the CranKy Ducklings. It is Dolan. Messing up a little bit here. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Tropical Sacrifice, going for a proxy. Oh, God. We have the American Protoss representing Team License to Kill LTK. It is RockEr. As we see a couple of Funadas going out there in the chat, only Migs can push up the ramp to 4 Disruptors. You say only Migs. Dolan did it as well. May not been as clean, may not been as fancy, but Dolan was able to pull it off in the end, taking that lead. But I do worry here as we do have a proxy gateway. Not the most committed proxy here, but again, with this gateway, it is designed to punish a CC on the low ground. We can see, though, that Dolan opened up with a 2-gas opener once again. Oh my god. So gonna be, I feel pretty safe against this. I'm sure Asher could elaborate a little bit more, but again, my thoughts are that if there was gonna be a CC on the low ground, we could see a delay, we could even see a cancel with this proxy. Baby Light VIP's music is so much better than Babyling's. Hold on, I gotta get in on this. Exclamation mark Funada ad for sure. I'll throw my hat in the ring as well. Oh god. As to be fair, RockEr was able to completely scout the opener here, and I really appreciate, again, the self-restraint here by RockEr. He recognized, okay, you went for a double gas opener, you are not going for a CC on the low ground, I am not going to make use of this proxy because I know that nothing would really come too much of it. We do see that a Stalker is going to be on the way, it is being chroned out, so he wants to make some value here, and ooh, he forces a cancel for Dolan. Dolan is forced to make a CC on the high ground. But at least this was scouted. There we go, the first Stalker is going to be on the way. Relatively uncommitted as the gateway across the map didn't produce anything. Usually, if there's a CC on the low ground, we see a Zealot and a Stalker being produced for that hyper-aggressive play. RockEr adapting. And going straight into his Twilight Council. Funada Light VIP for all that chest. Meanwhile, massive shout out to oh, that's a difficult name to say. But thank you so much for the raid. We appreciate the support for the people tuning in. This is the qualifying match for DreamHack North America. This is the final qualifier for North America. So it all comes down to this. These players, this is their final chance. It's a best of 5, so we still have plenty of games ahead of us, but Dolan does have a nice lead. Meanwhile, he actually doesn't know how committed this proxy is going to be, so the Cyclone is going to be moving out, is going to confirm the Stalker count. Going to get a nice lock on and is not going to be able to get a Stalker in the end, taking a couple of shots to the face. But what is interesting is despite the fact that we have a Twilight Council opener, once again, RockEr is going for charge. 2 games in a row, in a different way to be fair. Last game, if you recall, he delayed his charge for quite a long time until he was fully saturated on 2 bases, and he did go for a Forge at the same time. This is going to be much faster. This is almost feeling like a charge all in. Oh. So I do worry a little bit for Dolan here. Dolan did end up skipping his Reaper. He has not been across the map. He has no idea what RockEr is doing. Goes for a scan, is going to confirm a Robo on the low ground. Does see no gas is being taken. Little bit of a tell, but again, hasn't seen the main. But does he need to? Because he is going for a Marine drop across the map. Still stuck on one base. Again, all of these Stalkers are doing a great job for RockEr to be able to delay this natural for as long as possible. Even a couple of Zealots being morphed in with that charge. Dolan needs to push out soon. He does have 2 tanks, which is great, but he needs to take control of his natural. Meanwhile, because of all the warp-ins across the map, there is nothing here, and this Marine drop, it is stimless, but it can deal a lot of damage. Ooh, as it forces a recall. Very quick to respond. Bearing in mind, there is no blink, so this medevac is going to be able to get away, and it does confirm, once again, lack of gases at the natural. Twilight Council in the main base. Charge was just revealed. Oof. Oh my god. A little bit of mispiling there, but the medevac does get away in the end. Because of the forced recall, Dolan is finally going to be able to move down here, but he sees the warping of charges, and once again, Dolan backs off. He is really respecting RockEr. But RockEr's taking a third. Dolan just playing overly cautious here. He's putting himself behind by forcing himself here on 2 bases. We have a siege up. We even have a siege up of the Liberator. Dolan just terrified of his opponents. When there was nothing to be scared of, and this is just the longer he waits to take his natural, the longer it's gonna, or the harder it's gonna be to take, because now the push is actually coming, and we don't have a bunker, we don't have tanks, like our defensive position just isn't set up here. And if we unsiege at the wrong moments, it may just be it. RockEr is getting ready to push in. He's transitioning behind this, don't get me wrong. He has a Forge on the way, he has a Bay on the way. Okay, he's not going to just blindly rush up this ramp. He's going to check with his Adept. Nope. Dolan will not be broken here, but again, he doesn't have the worker count he would otherwise want. So RockEr, I would say, kind of coming out ahead in this opener. coming out ahead quite well with those mind games. At the same time, we do have a Liberator coming out across the map. Finally, it is going to be moving out. At the same time, though, RockEr is turning around. Blink is on the way. He has plenty of anti-air. He doesn't have to be forced to recall again or anything like that. But the Liberator will still deal some damage. As we have a very late reaction. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Can we get 5? Oh, 5. Can we get 6? Can we get 7? 6 workers go down, not bad at all, and this Liberator will survive. Again, the Blink has been delayed quite heavily. We are going into double forge upgrades though, and ooh, the flanking Stalkers do end up shutting down this Liberator. But the Liberator getting 6 worker kills is still worth it. Aye. That 2 minutes delay. We do have a delay. Tis true, tis true. Oh. And with that, we do see Dolan going to be pushing out. I'm actually curious about a couple of things. So, in my mind, Dolan has been stuck on 1 base, 2 bases now for a very long time. And his army is looking quite terrifying. You know, he's got 3 tanks. He takes down the Observer. I wouldn't be opposed to him pushing out on 2 bases here and even potentially pulling the boys just because of how late his 3rd CC is and how behind he is economically. The longer this goes on, I feel like the better it's going to be here for RockEr. In saying that, RockEr now has 2 Colossi. He's going to finish 1-1 by the time this fight happens. I guess pulling the boys wouldn't be the wisest choice. And there we go. We do have a 3rd CC behind this. So Dolan, a wiser man than I, I will say, is still going to be pushing out, but the Observer spots this. RockEr sees his armies in position. The scan does miss it. There we go. He does confirm that Colossus position. We'll siege up. Ooh. And again, I don't really know if Dolan can really make anything happen here. He does have a Raven for disables. Oh god, the tanks have to be so careful here not to get dove upon. And it looks like, here we go, RockEr's going for it. There is a disable on 2 of the Colossi, but the Chargers get on top of the tanks. The tanks, 1 of them will go down. Only 1 though. And the Buyer's going to be able to outposition RockEr. Oh my god, he gets up the ramp. But the disable runs out, and with 3 Colossi, yeah, Dolan just can't really find any more headway. He cannot push up this ramp. Oh my god, a blink on forward into Widow Mines. And Dolan not taking a bad fight. Not a bad fight at all. Now that he's aware of those Colossi, there we go. Viking production has commenced. 3rd CC is about to finish up. RockEr has to be careful not to overextend. He didn't even win in the trades in that engagement. Like, pushing up this ramp is not what you want to be doing. Oh. And Dolan, I think he could even turn around and fight this. Oh my god, here we go. He does turn around. The Blink Stalkers are going to expose the Colossi, and the Colossi are going to go down. Ugh. Aye, 2 Colossi here, only a single 1 remaining. To be fair, that did cost a lot of supply there for Dolan. He did cost him a lot of Marines. You could argue that it was worth it for 2 Colossus, definitely. Especially because RockEr doesn't have the confidence to keep on pushing, he will back off. Oh. And now I'm curious if RockEr is going to attempt to replace and replenish his Colossus. He's going for a 2nd robo for... Oh my god! Triple robo production? Is he gonna go into Immortals? Interesting. That's a lot of robos. I mean, going into Disruptors would make sense. Going into Immortals would be interesting. We'll see what he plans to do here, as I don't even know if he has enough gas to sustain this, to be honest. We'll see. Show me, Poppy. Show me what you're made of, RockEr. As we see Viking production continuing, we see our Ghost Academy about to finish up as well. What's a little bit scary is that Dolan, in making all these Vikings, it's a little bit of dead supply. They have their uses, don't get me wrong. They will be able to make short work of this 1 Colossus, but I just mentioned it. We only have 1 Colossus, and Dolan has to recognize that and needs to stop Viking production soon. Meanwhile, there we go. Triple disruptors. 3 disruptors at a time. Aye, that is disgusting. That is terrifying. Oh my god. The sooner we get eyes on this, the sooner we can transition into Liberators. So Dolan, it's going to be on him to figure out what exactly is going on. Thankfully, he has stopped his Vikings. They're going back into medevacs at least. Do have a bit of a scan here. Is going to confirm the workers headed towards the top left. Is going to confirm the 4th.
Mineral field depleted.
Mineral field depleted. And yeah, we're going to be going into a longer game. Dolan setting up with a sensor tower, working on a 4th CC, waiting to just, or content to just turtle up, work on his army, tech up as well as he does work on 2-2. Oh. And he's working on his 2nd starport to get into those liberators. Again, you know, it's not his first TvP. He knows what tech he needs, but RockEr is going to be pushing at avoiding this sensor tower. Ugh. Dolan moving out at the same time. Both armies are going to miss each other, and I do think this is going to favor RockEr. The army just now getting spotted here. RockEr knows he has the advantage. He has the high ground. He can commence the base trade, but he turns around. Uh-oh. Yeah, he's going to try and engage Dolan from behind. But because of that, Dolan's going to get into a pretty decent position. He has the high ground. He's got mines behind him. Oh, and RockEr's going to try and break on in. Widow mines are going to go off on the Zealots, on these Stalkers. Oh my god. And Dolan can just avoid the disruptors. I'm shocked. I thought RockEr was going to commit to the base trade. Meanwhile, yeah, dead supply with the Vikings. There's not really much they can do. End up landing behind the army. Dolan has to be careful here, as this isn't a fight he wants to be taking. Forced all the way back. The Widow mines though have reset, and they're waddling in. They're going for a waddle, my puppy. Oh my god, RockEr, get out of here. 3 mines here at the 4th, more mines at the 5th. Ugh, they're gonna run into an army though. Ay. Okay, thankfully RockEr is gonna be able to clean all of this up. Could have been worse. And Dolan threw away a lot of supply. Ooh, a lot of supply as 9 probes go down. Like, this makes it kind of worth it. But he does need to transition into these liberators. I love it. RockEr just reset the Viking count. So now, let's go back into Colossus. Very smart play here by RockEr. I really do appreciate this. He did end up losing a robo, by the way, as well. So his production was hindered a little bit. Oof. Regardless, Liberators are great against both Disruptors and Colossi, so I'm sure Dolan is still relatively content with his army composition. A 2nd Sensor Tower being set up, and he does spot the army. Oh boy, does come into Sensor Tower range. Dolan has to rotate over. Dolan is down 50 supply, by the way. Oh god, he is so vulnerable right now. And I think RockEr may just be able to break on through. Here we go, he's coming on in. We need a siege, Okay, RockEr gonna rotate back around, respecting the lib count. Dolan has to rotate as well. Needs to siege in time. That looks like he barely will. See Binsky in the chat. 3 Colossi is a magic number. See, Papi, see. And you know what? We have 5 Stargates on 5? 5 Stargates on the way. Jesus Christ. Once again, RockEr just can't find a way in every single time Dolan is there to meet him. But I love the transition to Skytoss. I'm sure we're going to be seeing a fleet beacon soon to go into carriers, but 5 Stargates is a bit excessive. As RockEr outpositions Dolan. The Liberators are not here to help out. Novas are going to be going off. They find their connections. And this may just be it again. The Liberators are nowhere to be found. The Stalkers, they blink on forward, they target down the 3rd base, and the 3rd is going to fall. It is going to cost RockEr these Colossus, but he doesn't care about the Colossus. He's taking to the skies. He's got his Stargates. Oof. Well, nada these libs, man. I don't blame Dolan, as again, Dolan, he did lose his Sensor Tower, so he's having a hard time keeping up with this army, and this may just force a massive reaction out of him. RockEr still pumping out nothing but Disruptors will mean that he can receive this army of Dolan. He isn't taking up too quickly. He isn't transitioning too quickly into carriers. But this lib count is still quite high. Dolan still can keep up with this army. Oof. Oh, as the Liberators are looking a little bit exposed. Here's being zoned away by these Disruptors. Almost every Liberator goes down. Just not the engagement that Dolan was really looking for. And now he's up against Pure Blink Stalker, but again, it's gonna be good enough. Dolan still keeping up when it comes to the army supply, but the final Liberators are gonna get picked off. Oh, we've got more coming in. But yeah, there's just not enough on the ground. Oh, Dolan even losing a couple of medevacs in the retreat as well. RockEr takes the fight. He can go for the counterattack. He doesn't even need these Stargates, let's be honest. And RockEr's going to be able to go for a massive counterattack. Lib range is about to finish up, but does it even matter? Dolan's still stuck on these 3 bases. Going to try and land his main on location at the 3rd. That's how desperate Dolan is right now. But Dolan can't even deal with the ground army, let alone the sky toss. As a planetary is going to go down, a couple of Novas going to zone away the rest of the army as well. Only 2 disruptors with this army, to be fair. And Dolan still has a pretty solid army overall, but what you see is what you get. I do think that he's just forced all in at this point. Oh, he's going to be able to catch the army, but who really gets caught here as the Liberators are on siege? We do have some EMPs on those charge lots. But there just isn't enough fire, Papi. There, it just is not enough. Novas, spiky Novas coming from the side. Oh, and GG gets called. RockEr ties up the series 1-1. Oh, GG after honestly a really good opener. Remember, it took Dolan like 10 minutes to take his natural. I'm exaggerating a little bit. Like, it took like 6 minutes. It took a long time. It took a very long time for Dolan to get into his natural. Because of that, it took him a long time to get into his 3rd as well. Like, he was just playing from behind economically that entire game. Oh. And that was just really well done by RockEr. Very well done in the end. And that means that we have a series. We have more of a back and forth. You can see it here on the screen. We are going into game number 3. God, I need some water. I need some breakfast. Ay, ay, ay. This week has been brutal casting wise. It's been absolutely brutal. I can't wait until next month where I can finally get 8 hours of sleep. Oh, it's gonna be so good. It's gonna be so good when we can finally get it. Oh, right. Oh, sorry. I should message Dolan. Oh. As we are gonna remake the lobby here with Gameheart. And yeah, mate, we got a series. You know, this is why, one of the reasons why I wanted to follow Dolan, not just because I wanted to see him on his road to victory, but also because I knew that these games were going to be intense and they were going to be close. RockEr is a great North American Protoss player in his own right. Hasn't really been able to prove himself in competitive play in tournaments. Again, I mentioned before, he's a little bit more of a ladder hero. But this is his opportunity. This is his moment. Obviously, I don't want it to be his moment, but it could be. It could be. Oh. As the lobby has been made and we are going to be getting into game number 3. Meanwhile, if you guys want to tune into some of the other matches going on right now, I don't know what series they're covering, but both Steadfast and Dave Testa are live as well in their own respective matches, following their own players. Much respect to them. Thank you so much for also casting and also covering DreamHack North America. I remember I was very sad in the first qualifier because there were, when we started, I think I was the only caster. There just weren't very many casters involved in qualifier number 1. Steadfast came in a little bit later in the qualifier. But enough about that, because we are still here in our qualifying match and spawning in the top left-hand corner, sorry, top right-hand corner of Inside and Out. Ooh, once again, not rocking the yellow. We have the American Terran representing the CranKy Ducklings. It is Dolan. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Inside and Out, we have the American Protoss representing team licensed to kill LTK. It is RockEr. Shout out to his teammate Binsky, by the way. Binsky, another player from License to Kill, and of course, invited into the closed qualifiers of DreamHack, so he didn't have to worry about any of this. Oh my god, as we have a cannon rush, it is going to be a Forge opener. Oh my god, the probe is here. The pylon has been revealed. Dolan is pulling the poise, recognizing the reputation of RockEr. RockEr is an incredibly aggressive and cheesy player. We've seen him open up so aggressively today, and now here he is with the cannon rush. We have a decent response here on the pylon on the low ground. We do have both probes going into the main base though, and again, can Dolan stop this? Can he stop the cannon rush? I don't know, puppy. More boys are being pulled. Forces a cancel on that first pylon, but we have high ground vision. We have another pylon here on top of the ramp, and it looks like cannons are going to be getting up. Yeah, here we go. The cannons are on the way. The cannon on the low ground will finish up. The Reaper is coming out. More boys are being pulled. This is already dealing damage. The cannon on the low ground will go down, by the way, because of all this DPS, and it looks like Dolan, his crisis management is on point. He held his cool. Only 4 SCVs went down. He cancels every single cannon, and he kills one of the probes. Whew. This was looking scary for a moment. Again, the cannon did finish, but Dolan, he's a professional, alright? He's a duckling. Oh my god. He was able to keep his cool like a cucumber, like a duckling, like a Dolan. And he moves out across the map with this Reaper. He has held on. And I have to wonder, how does RockEr transition from here? If this was a ZVP, I'd be like, sky toss. But we'll see here for what RockEr can do, because this Reaper is across the map and there is nothing to defend it. There is no gateway. There are no units. With good enough micro, Dolan should never lose this Reaper. Oof, as he does end up getting 1 probe kill in the end, going to be shipping away at this. Meanwhile, what I'm looking forward to is the follow-up here from Dolan. I love that he has kept these 2 pylons alone. He is more concerned with dealing damage. We do have a defensive cannon here in the main base, but the cannon cannot defend the entire mineral line. The Reapers, they find a better angle, and from here they can just hold position. Like they can just chill. That's exactly what they do. They're on hold position, forcing so much inefficient mining. Meanwhile, the boys are being pulled and they get us around one of these. No, they don't get us around. Oof. Oh no! They almost get surrounded, but this is also well worth it. So much lost mining time here for RockEr. 3 probes going down, 4 probes going down. Looks like we get a full surround in there. No, we do not. Only 1 Reaper falls. Oh my god, the micro is good enough. And again, hold position. Meanwhile, across the map, we do have a 1-1-1 follow-up. You love to see it. We are going to be delaying our CC, but again, that's okay because RockEr doesn't even have his own natural. The damage is just too much here. 6 probes going down, 7 probes going down. Did I speak too soon? Can we get a 7? Can we get a 7? The Stalker's out. With the help of this Stalker, this will be clean. There's the 7! Oh my god, and the Reaper even escapes the clutches of the Stalker. Dolan gets out of the main base, and we have a follow-up drop. This is what I love about Dolan. If Dolan knows he has an advantage, he will press that advantage. He will go for the 1-2 punch. He won't rest on his laurels and get further ahead with like taking another base or making more SCVs. Nah, mate. He wants to go for the kill. He has that killer instinct, and I believe he's correct to do so, because what do we have to defend at home for RockEr? We have 1 cannon at the natural. We have 1 cannon in the main. We have Warp Gate that isn't even done. We have a Twilight Council that only just now starts. There's no blink. There's no charge. There is nothing. There is 1 Stalker. And against a drop, again, RockEr just isn't going to have enough. He shouldn't have enough. Dolan's going to have options. He can try and ferry everything into the main base and avoid the cannon, or he can break through the front line. The advantage of breaking through the front line is that this is the production. If this pylon goes down, RockEr cannot warp in anything. Oh my god, the pickup! The cannon goes down. GG gets called, and Dolan takes a 2-0 lead in this game, in this series. GG. RockEr trying to clown with a cannon rush in a PvT against Dolan? Bobby, please. Oh my god. GG. Dolan is 1 game away from qualifying for the closed qualifiers. He is so close. Can he make it? Oof. As we are going to be getting ready here for our next game, the adrenaline is real. Can Dolan make it? Let's find out. Can RockEr take it to the ace match? We've seen a standard game from... we haven't seen a standard game. In game 1, he went for a very delayed Twilight Council into charge, if you recall. Game 2, he went for a proxy gateway, which got him ahead. Don't get me wrong. It did get RockEr ahead. Game 3, he goes for a cannon rush. Are we ever going to see a standard opener from our North American Protoss? Do we want that? Not really. RockEr, I'm sure, wants to live up to his name, you know? I'm sure he does. What haven't we seen? Maybe a more committed proxy. Maybe a proxy 4-gate. Maybe with the 4-leaf clover. Maybe a proxy Stargate as well. Not the most committed proxy, but a Stargate just for an Oracle, just to deal damage. Game 4 is going to be on Moondance. Are we going to see proxy Void Ray? Could happen. Could happen. As, oh, maybe this is the wrong map. Tis possible. Aye. As the players just need a moment to get their game underway. And here we go. Vámonos, papi, vámonos. I see some other LTK boys in the chat. I believe Colin in the chat is also another player from License to Kill. Someone from the enemy team. It's okay, it's okay. Again, my casting may be a little bit biased, but we don't have any hard feelings here with the License to Kill players. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good, papi. It's all good. Oh. As we're getting ready, I mean, ideally, as a StarCraft fan, I would love to see an ace match. I would love to see us go all the way to game number 5. Like, that's kind of the ideal scenario, right? Like, we want to see a back and forth. We want to see that excitement, that intensity of StarCraft. As a Duckling fan, hey, Dolan, let's go. Let's get some breakfast, papi. Let's go. Uno más, papi. Uno más. That's all you need. As we are getting into our next game, our players are finally ready and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Moondance ESL. We have the American Terran player himself representing the CranKy Ducklings. It is Dolan. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Moondance ESL, we have the American Protoss representing Team License to Kill, LTK. It is RockEr. I've got a lot of love for teams that have 3 letters for their initials. For those who are maybe tuning in for the first time and aren't familiar with our casting, we have a lot of fun with that sort of stuff. There's LTK, there's Dragon Phoenix Gaming, DPG. Oh god, there's KaiZ Gaming, KZG, and my favorite, Good Game Gaming, GGG. We have a lot of fun here. Oh my god, I miss casting with my boys so much. I'm all alone. But yeah, one of my favorite parts about LTK with their initials. Unfortunately, we can't really do that with the CranKy Ducklings. We're just the CranKy Ducklings. We're 2 words, not 3. So we can't quite pull that off. But nonetheless, we are ducks. We do quack, and oh boy, we'll see what Dolan has to offer here, what both of our players have to offer here in game number 4. RockEr up against the wall right now. How he's going to approach this? He's going to go for the gate expand. Nothing too crazy coming out of him, looking for a proxy. Dolan did go for the full wall off, by the way, so RockEr is going to be in the dark, and as we can see, Dolan goes for a 2-gas opener here, so going to be delaying his CC. Meanwhile, RockEr is out on the map, and I'm really curious whether or not he's just looking for proxies. It looks like he is, as he is going to be content with his scouting and turn around and come back home, is looking to go for that expansion. Meanwhile, across the map, we do have a Reaper first here from Dolan, is going to be able to clean up that probe and keep RockEr even more in the dark. For all RockEr knows, there was a CC on the high ground, and Dolan is looking to expand. As we can see, that's not the case, but Dolan is still playing this blindly. Sorry, RockEr's playing this blindly. Dolan going to be moving out across the map with his Reaper, getting that one probe kill, going to be able to slip into the main base, and, ooh, get a full scout. Getting a probe kill will be a little bit ambitious, as the first Stalker is going to be able to shoot this away. Going to try and cut him off at the pass. Going to get another shot off, but no, the Reaper will survive. And RockEr, once again, he did this in the game number 1, if you recall. He went Stalker Sentry for a hallucination. Interesting. It doesn't happen too often in this matchup, but I guess it's RockEr's go-to. He does prioritize Sentry production, which means he can scout. He also has force fields to defend. And I want to believe that he's going to go for a delayed Twilight Council again. As the Reaper gets into the main, and in a regular PvT, in a more macro standard opener, we should be seeing some tech. Ooh, as one probe, 2 probes go down, this Reaper doing a surprising amount of damage. But again, you may be wondering, why don't we have a Stargate? Why don't we have a Twilight Council? It's because RockEr is going to focus on saturating his base first, delay his Twilight Council, and get his Twilight Council a little bit later with a Forge for +1 armor. This is the same build he went for in Game 1. Oh, the Reaper gets past the sentries, and he scouts the opener. He sees everything in the main. Again, hopefully Dolan can piece it all together and be able to recognize that this is exactly the same opener as Game 1, where we saw charge and +1 armor. Meanwhile, Dolan is going for a medevac. He is going for a bit of a 2-tank push. Ooh. And this is kind of going to get scouted here by the hallucination. He does confirm the opener. He sees 1 tank. He sees no tech lab on the starport, by the way, which means it can only be really making a medevac. And Dolan has an option. He just got scouted. Do we commit to the push, or do we respect our opponent and try and be a little bit more defensive and passive instead, and not overcommit? No, we commit. We are committing to that push. We do have 2 tanks rushing across the map. Meanwhile, we do see RockEr. He recognizes that a push is coming. He's getting ready to receive. Oh, he's going to get a couple of shots off on that medevac. A couple of boys are being pulled, though. Force fields are going to slow this down, but he does not get a kill on that Cyclone. Oh, and there we go. 2 more. I believe that is every single force field. Dolan is going to be able to rotate back around, and he has not lost anything. He even has SCVs here to repair. Meanwhile, there is that charge. The Forge is not being made use of. Oh my god. RockEr doing a great job at slowing this down, but he only slows it down. He does not stop this as the tanks do siege up. The Zealots do get on top of some of these tanks, but this time Dolan is here to protect them. The tanks are in range of the shield battery. Overcharge gets wasted. It does nothing, and now the production is under threat. What's scary is that we only have, okay, we do have 3 gates in the main base. 2 gates here at the natural are going to get depowered. Dolan is going to slow push with bunkers. If you remember, Dolan tried to pull this off in game number 1, and he was stopped. He wasn't able to pull it off in the end. Charge lots are breaking on in. We have a little bit of SimCity target firing on those stalkers, and RockEr is going to lose everything. Dolan has broken the natural, not just the natural. I think he's broken everything. We do have a couple of charge lots being banked up here in the main base, but Dolan is not going to waste his time at the natural. He goes all the way into the main. We don't have a shield battery. We don't have an overcharge. We don't have a cannon. We have nothing here. We only have Zealots. And to face him, there are 3 tanks, even a Liberator. Oh my god. The gateways are being depowered. The charge lots come on in. Is it going to be enough? They're kiting through the lib zone. The freedom is here, and Dolan doesn't just want the freedom. He wants that qualifying spot. He wants to go all the way, and GG gets called. Dolan qualifies for the closed qualifier. GG, papi, GG. Oh my god, Dolan does it. I was so worried for him. Dolan was so smudged after the first qualifier. If you remember, we casted him and Dolan didn't make it in day 1. it was so heartbreaking to see. But here in day 2, he looks powerful, Papi. He 2-0s all the Zerg players in his sight. And even here against RockEr, one of the more notable Protoss players in America, Dolan is able to take him down 3-1. Oh god. Oh god. GG, well played. Congratulations to Dolan as he does qualify here for the closed qualifiers. He makes it on through in the final day. And I couldn't be happier. Every single Duckling has at least made it to the closed qualifiers. Every single Duckling is going to be making some money. At least the North American and Latin American Ducklings. As a reminder, tonight is the Oceania qualifier, and there is one final Duckling to make it through, and that is Starduck. Starduck and I guess Oreo if he plays. Oreo, he's undecided whether or not he's going to sign up for the Oceania qualifier, but Starduck will be there. And yeah. We're all looking at you, Starduck. We're all looking at you. Regardless, GG, well played. Congratulations to Dolan. Now is his moment in the sun, and he did really well for himself. Again, I was really scared because RockEr is a very unique player. I think if you're watching the series, you can admit that. You know, he has his own way of playing. He's very unorthodox. He's very unusual. He has his own style. And if you spend a lot of time in other regions, if you spend a lot of time laddering in another region, like Dolan usually just ladders on Europe, it can be scary to encounter a player who just does his own thing and is a little bit different. That's why a lot of players struggle with Miyamika, for example. And I want to put RockEr in a little bit of the same vein, where he just, you know, he doesn't always make the most sense. And because of that, I was a little bit scared. I was a little bit concerned. Thankfully, I mean, I had no reason to be scared. You know, Dolan, he powers his way through anyway, and he shows how solid he is in his builds, in his openers, in his play. GG. Dolan tanks are OP. They're OP, papi. They're OP. Oh my god. And with that, that does mean that Dolan, I think, is maybe even the first player to qualify. The qualifier is still ongoing, though. Oh boy. I may as well stick around because we got more games to cast. Or I could go and have some breakfast. What do I want? Oh god. I mean, I kind of want to... Yeah. I kind of want to message Dolan. I kind of want to bring Dolan on, not gonna lie. Yeah. Okay, we'll see. I'm slipping into Discord right now. I'm slipping into some DMs. We'll see if I want to see if I can bring him on. I haven't really done a one-on-one interview before. Usually I have someone else to help me out, but I wanna gather his thoughts. I wanna pick his brain a little bit. Oh my god. We'll see. We'll see if he's up for it. If he's not, that's all good. We can just jump into another series and cast something else. But I want to see if I can drag Dolan on. We'll see. We'll see. I'm sure right now he's ripped off his shirt and he's doing a lap outside. He is ecstatic right now. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if I can get him into a call. Regardless, GG, well played to RockEr. GG and well played to RockEr. You know, he did a great job making it all the way to that qualifying match. Oh my god. And you know what? I may as well pay out these predictions. I say pay out the predictions, but looking at the bettings here for our players. As Patty Mac is here. God damn it, Patty Mac. Hey, this is not for you, Patty Mac, okay? This is for Dolan, okay? Shaking my head. Everyone placed their bets for Dolan. Everyone believed in the Duckling. Everyone believed in the Duckling. And speaking of, I want to give a warm welcome here to the Duckling himself, the man of the hour, the qualifying player. Welcome, everyone. Welcome for the first time on the CranKy Ducklings, Dolan.
Hello.
Oh my god.
Patty wanted to join if you don't mind. Or if you do mind, that's totally fine. He was watching the series as well.
I saw him join the general chat, and I'm like, mate,
Yeah.
this is not for you, Patty. Okay, look, it's
Oh.
look, Dolan just qualified. Okay, we got to give the limelight to Dolan right now. Okay, like, god damn it, Patty back.
Yeah.
He just wants attention. Aye.
He's opening the stream right now. I can guarantee it.
Yeah, for sure. I love you, Patty back. I love you. But congratulations, Dolan. Man, well played making it today. Oh my god, I was so nervous.
Yeah, on Tuesday, I let the nerves get to me. No, it's dirty. You should run it. Oh, dishwasher. Okay. No, for real. I don't know if anybody could tell watching the games, but it was just like, especially game 3 on Tuesday when I lost, like I did a tank push and that was all whatever. I did damage, whatever, but then I like went double cloak into like bunker in my main 3cc. Like it was like the most ugly main base you've ever seen in your life, and I was so paranoid. And then like if I just wasn't paranoid and I just didn't do the Banshee stuff, like I'm probably still ahead and I probably qualify that day. But and the worst part, I don't know if there's any like other players listening, but like the worst feeling is the Wednesday in between or yesterday, like just sitting there and you're just like, I just want to play again. Like, so I was pretty eager for today.
Okay. I was curious because like there's kind of like two ways to look at it. It's like, okay, you have a day to like get rid of the tilt, to like recalibrate and maybe even practice a little bit. But I guess there's the other side to it where really you just like, that you can do better and you want to prove yourself. You want to go into it as soon as possible, and like the day is like brutal because of that.
Oh yeah, but like I don't know. It's just, it was a rough day yesterday. I just wanted to play today, and I'm glad I smashed everybody I played. It wasn't even close. Especially like the first 2 series, like I went exactly how I wanted them to go.
Yeah, definitely. Like you played really well today. You played really well, and I wanted to. We were curious. I have to imagine it was intentional. The game, I think it was the game against Flood. One of the games against Flood.
Okay.
Do you know what?
That did not go as I wanted it to play. Actually,
okay.
The one game I didn't. Are you talking about Cosmic Sapphire?
I'm talking about your
the 2 racks.
Oh, okay. I was talking about. Wait, there was an opener where you went 1-1-1. And you went for an add-on switch, but you left the tech lab alone. Did you recall that? And I was like, was that intentional?
Yes, that's on purpose.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Talk to us about it.
So, that was versus Caleb, actually.
Okay, Caleb.
But I leave the tech lab open. Nobody else really does it. But when I'm making like 8 Hellions or whatever, and because you're not gonna get your stim that fast anyways, and since I'm not going for a Banshee, I'm actually just leaving the tech lab open because I'm scared of all-ins. And if I need to, I can just swap the factory on immediately and build a tank like immediately. I don't have to wait the 18 or it's like 22 with lift time seconds to start the tank. I can just start this tank in like 5 seconds and react to an all-in. But if they're not all-inning, if I don't see any roaches coming, then I can just keep making Hellions and leave the tech lab open for the tank later too.
Interesting. Because you're right. Like I've never seen that before, and I'm like, this it's stolen. There's gotta be a reason.
People don't do that. Yeah. But people also go Banshee and like play safer than I do.
Yeah.
But if you're going Liberator, I think it's not a bad thing to do.
Yeah, I was so shocked when you left the tech lab open, but then the starport started making a Liberator. I was like, what? My god. But that's really cool to hear. It's really cool to hear.
And sometimes I'll put the starport on the tech lab and make a Liberator anyways. Like they'll scout and they'll be like, tech lab? Yeah. And if they don't see the lib, then they might like misposition their spore collar or something.
Definitely.
And since I go like BC, Liberator, or Banshee, like it's like kind of a good mix up.
For sure.
But in that series versus Flood, I botched the 2 racks so hard. It was so bad. Like the bunkers, like I like had a hard time making the bunkers, and he didn't break through right away, but I oh wait, I got my Marines surrounded. I remember now.
Yeah.
I was like, because I was like gonna put the SCVs in, unload them, then put the Marines in, but 2 of them got surrounded, and I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm just gonna all in him in the night, all in him. And
yeah, to be fair, I thought it was a really smart decision to go for the all-in. To be fair,
yeah. If the Hellion drop does well, I don't think they can defend.
Yeah, the Hellion drop was insane. By the way, it got so much damage done.
I didn't feel like it did.
Oh, man, we'll check the replay, mate.
I've gotten more.
Okay, you're like, I'm not satisfied with 17 drones.
It's never enough damage in these like WCS or DreamHack games. Like it's never enough damage.
Fair enough.
You always want more.
Fair enough. Aye. Oh god, but yeah, I'm really happy to see you make it through and have a much more confident run here, especially in day number 2 after what happened in day 1.
So I was the 1 seed yesterday, and I was the 1 seed today, but I'm also the 1 seed on Saturday because of my Valencia stuff, and I also won, or I didn't win a ESL Cup. I got like 4th place, so I got 2 points from that. So like I actually have more points than everybody in the closed, so I'm seed 1. It's like guaranteed. So hopefully I get an easy bracket. Hopefully.
Well, fingers crossed. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of it will also come down to which other players make it through today as well, because there are some other qualifying matches going on. Oh boy. But I also wanted to bring someone in. He wanted to jump in earlier, and I wanted a little bit of time to you for myself. But welcome also for the first time here today.
Oh, Patty, someone wants you to jump into Maple's Kozan. I don't know. It looks like they're in game, but you said nobody's covering it.
Yeah. I'll try and jump into it.
If I don't know if anybody's covering it. I think Nina just beat TLO 3-0.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Nina TLO, that's a sick open qualifier qualifying for a qualifier match.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm a little bit jealous that other people are covering that. But I also want to welcome Patty Mac here. Patty Mac, welcome to the call. Welcome.
Hello, everybody. Sorry, I'm on your pods right now. Sorry
oh my god. Oh my god! You're on your phone. I can barely hear you.
Yeah, dude.
Why did you want to?
I'm just gonna.
Patty's out here in real life.
You'll have a great interview. I'm gonna eat my bulgogi.
Okay. Enjoy yourself. Why did he want to join? God.
He loves the spotlight, man.
He does.
Oh my gosh. If you're going to go to Atlanta, if you get a chance to go out with Patty Mac, he's a great time.
Oh boy.
Except for he's 20, so. I mean, if any law enforcement is listening. Well, in Spain we went out, but that's not illegal.
Yeah. I was about to say here it's 18 as well in Australia.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Patty's a monster. He's a party monster.
Allegedly.
Ladies love him.
Allegedly.
You know, it's not even a joke. Like Patty Mac, and people like joke about it. Like in StarCraft, they're like, "Oh, like he's a ladies' man." No, Patty Mac. He's the real deal.
Casanova himself. Oh my god. But again, I just wanted to congratulate you on your run today, and I wish you the best of luck over the weekend for the closed qualifier as well. Not just you, but Patty Mac will also be there. I hope you avoid each other. That's gonna be the worst feeling if you guys have to play.
We will. So I was talking about the points. Patty is. I can take a look at the EPT standings before I go. Let's see. We can go to closed qualifier. Closed qualifier. Oh, come on. Give me a break, Wikipedia. NA points. So there's 8 seeded players in DreamHack. I'm the first seed outside of those 8. Patty is the 4th seed outside of those 8.
Okay.
So I don't think we run into each other.
Yeah.
I don't think it's possible.
Yeah,
maybe in the loser bracket. I don't know.
I would say even in the lower bracket, I think it'd be surprising if you guys played. So, thank God.
Yeah, you can look at past closed qualifiers, and once the bracket comes out, you can like determine that way
definitely.
who you're gonna play, who your possibilities are, and then you can prep some builds.
Definitely, for sure. Well, fingers crossed. I wish you the best of luck. Do you have anything you want to say before we head off? I know a lot of people were cheering for you in the chat. Fun fact: I opened predictions as well for this series, and you had 100% people, 100% of the people bet on you.
Nobody believed in RockEr. RockEr's scary, man.
We're a little bit biased here.
Especially like his charge builds. Like I'm scared of that.
Yeah.
I don't know why he cannon rushed. I mean, if anybody is listening to this and they want to tell RockEr to stop cannon rushing Terran, like, you really should stop. PvP, it's fine. Even PvZ, it's a little less fine. But Terran, you shouldn't win ever with a cannon rush. I'm glad I got that free map.
RockEr
Especially after the loss.
Yeah. RockEr going a little bit full NA a little bit on that one.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh god. Yeah, thank you so much. Again, is there anything else you wanted to say before you head off?
Shout out to CranKy Ducklings. Shout out to Patty Mac. Shout out to Vindicta for carrying us in World Team League. That's tomorrow morning.
Yes. Quack. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow morning. I'll see you there.
Bright and early, baby. We got the first match. Wait, do we have the first match?
No, we have the second match. We have the second match.
So it took so long the last time.
Yes.
So maybe I'll sleep in a little bit.
I sent you a message. We have the second match, but we will start on time. Even they changed it.
Really?
Because
they're gonna run it both at the same time?
Yeah, because they got so many complaints.
Even though both slots are okay.
Oh, as in not at the same time, but like if the first series runs over.
If it goes for 2, okay, we're gonna start at 10.
Yes.
Or EST regardless.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
That makes sense.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. And then fucking Maples like went to the store.
Look, we
were waiting like 10 minutes. Like, solid 10, 15 minutes, and the admins were so pissed.
we don't have to talk about it. It's okay.
Everybody was mad.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm sure the people in the chat were mad too.
Yeah.
Anyways. Okay.
Thank you so much for jumping on, and we'll see you tomorrow.
All right, thank you, Light. See you tomorrow.
Oh boy. Shout out to Dolan for jumping on for that quick interview, and I guess for Patty Mac for being featured as well for like a second. I guess he got what he wanted. Shaking my head. He's out there in the streets eating bulgogi. God damn it, Patty Mac. God damn it. Oh god. But with that, GG, well played. Dolan will be there. Patty Mac will be there. Vindicta as well. We're all making it through slowly but surely into that main event for DreamHack. Ooh. But it is not over. We still have plenty more qualifying spots to go. And Dolan even brought it up. We do have Maples versus Kozan. I am going to do my best to jump into that. They're currently in game. But despite that, I will, again, try and jump in mid-series as it isn't being casted. And I do have time to continue my broadcast. So, yeah. Or our broadcast. The Duckling broadcast. So we will continue on. As I just set up the players here. Kozan, I think it's a team kill, right? I don't recall if Kozan is on Apprentice Esports or LTK. I know he's on one of them. So yeah, they are in the best of 5. I don't know what game they're in, unfortunately. I'm unfamiliar. So yeah, as soon as they get out of game, I'm gonna try and jump on them, try and quickly slip into the DMs, and hopefully they'll respond, and hopefully they will hand us over a lobby link. Fingers crossed. Boom, as you can see here. Exclamation mark me in the chat, by the way, everyone, if you guys want to have a look at the bracket yourselves. We have plenty of qualifying matches going on. Ours was the first to finish. Nina versus Tilo is another insane one. I was just updated that I believe Nina did qualify, or I think they're still mid-game. They're still mid-series in game number 3 right now. Pure Legacy is going up against Creature. I did have the option to cast Pure Legacy versus Creature, but I did want to go into the interview. I did want to feature Dolan a little bit here. I did want to give him a little bit of love. So, so yeah, we did give up on that lobby link as well, and we are just going to be chilling here, waiting for Kozan and Maples. Meanwhile, this may be a good opportunity as well to switch our scenes over and have a look at the players that are invited. Dolan was kind of touching on the closed qualifier, because here we go. You can see the players. Binsky, who was in the chat, is invited to the closed qualifier alongside Asuna, BioIce, Epic, Masa, M. Canning, Namshar, and Uko. Ooh, that's a lot of players. That's a lot of players there in that closed qualifier, and they will be joined by the people who qualify in the open qualifier. They're there on the right-hand side. We're slowly kind of figuring out who is going to be in that closed qualifier. I believe the bracket is going to be double elimination. And yeah, I believe 8 players are going to make it through in the end. Oh, so it's going to be brutal, and we're going to do our best to provide coverage for that as well. Oh, as the players just go out again. Where is Kozan? Ah! Never mind. I was just updated, and it looks like Maples has qualified. Maples takes down Kozan 3-1. So I will not be jumping in mid-series. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. So this does mean that who makes it through the open qualifiers? Paddymac, Reaper, Riser, Ruichi, Maples, Dolan, and either TLO or Nina, or Creature or Pure Legacy. Ooh. Oh boy. So yeah, we are getting towards the end of these qualifiers. When it comes to the main events, that is where Vindicta is. Astrea, Disc, Future, Neeb, Pili Pili, Scarlet, Trigger, and Vindicta. They are free to just chill and to go all the way into to chill until the main event is played out. So they have plenty of time for themselves. They have plenty of time to prepare and study their opponents. Oh boy. So yeah, it's going to be a great tournament. A lot of amazing players. It's great to see M. Canning there as well. You love to see it. You love to see it. Oof. And I guess we're going to wrap things up here. There are 2 series going on, but they're each being covered by Steadfast and Dave Testa. So there's plenty of coverage going on, and I want to eat some food. I'd love some breakfast. It'd be great. It'd be beautiful. Oh boy. I'm catching up with the chat. Patty just wanted to be included. XD. Dolan shouts me out for clubbing, but not for the practice we did this week. I did notice you two doing customs, by the way. I did notice. Don't think I didn't. Oh god. But regardless, it looks like we have finished up here for the night. And we are going to be heading out. Oh, we have confirmation. Creature just took down Pure Legacy 3-2. So Creature, another old school player, is going to make it through to that closed qualifier. That means it's only Nina and TLO left. And I believe that's being casted over on Steadfast's channel. So be sure to head on over to Steadfast to tune into that. Meanwhile, if you want some more CranKy Duckling casting, we are going to be live later on tonight with DreamHack Oceania. I'm going to be casting with Yakuzaku, and tonight, or tomorrow morning, if you're in the land of the Americas, we are going to be casting World Team League. So, plenty of StarCraft on the horizon. I'm going to have a nap later, don't you worry. And yeah, thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you so much for the support. If you want to follow me, you can follow me down there, light_VIP on Twitch and Twitter. I do stream throughout the week, but I won't be streaming today. Oh, maybe I will. Undecided, as we are going to head off for the evening. Thank you so much for the support. Follow the CranKy Ducklings on Twitter, Facebook. There's our logo, the Duckling himself. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Discord. You can follow us all over the place, all over the social medias. Check us out on YouTube, because we upload all of our VODs onto our YouTube channel, and we do even have a Patreon as well if you want to support us monetarily. Patreon and Twitch, all the money that we make here does go towards our players and towards our tournaments. So if you want to support us, you can support us that way as well. Meanwhile, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in, I think it's 8 hours. I'll see you guys in 8 hours for DreamHack Oceania. Until then, ciao. Ah.